On this episode of Inside the Blueprint, we're hitting the road in search of the most innovative influencers, the most daring in design, and the coolest in commercial construction. Inside the Blueprint starts right now. Few things on Earth have the destructive power of volcanoes. Did you know they can also be used to create beautiful, long-lasting, and functional works of art? In Chesapeake, Virginia, the folks at Earthcore are producing environmentally safe fireplaces, chimneys, kitchen panels, and wood-burning ovens that are fashionable, functional, and built to last the test of time.
I'm Carl Spadaro. I'm the CEO of Earthcore Industries. At Earthcore Industries, we manufacture modular masonry components that, when they're put together, make fireplaces, chimneys, and other materials that are fireproof and unique. We get this material from Volcano Hekla in Iceland. It's a very environmentally safe process, but it's from the actual pumice from the volcano. Pumice is the material that is found under the depths of black lava. What we're doing is taking a material that's fireproof and highly insulating, so when actually you do light a wood fire in it or a gas fire, you're getting more reflective heat out of it. So it's a more efficient fireplace, it's a more efficient material.
Isokern fireplaces are modular, with refractive properties that reflect heat out into the room, instead of absorbing it like concrete, masonry, and metal fireplaces do.
We not only make standard fireplaces and standard models, we also make custom fireplaces for people and individuals that want something more unique in their design or in their process.
Earthcore's Isokern line has become a favorite with distributors and customers across the country.
My name is Louis Bishop. I'm the owner of Bishop Hearth and Home. We're a distributor of the Isokern product in Memphis and Nashville, Tennessee. The Isokern is a very unique product, not only because of the material that it's made out of, but also how easy it is put together. It's basically an adult version of Legos. We're always getting constant feedback from our architects, our decorators, and our home builders on what they'd like to see. And Isokern is very good about getting out in front of that and getting it to the market before anybody else. We go from basically their normal system that just is a square opening. A lot of the architects and decorators want a more arched look. They've come out with a new arched damper beam to where our masons that build these systems don't have to do it on site. It's already done for us.
Earthcore Industries is fully automated and produces about 600,000 individual components a year. It's all performed by 2 individuals because of Earthcore's advanced technology.
We're in the center of the control heart operation of our facility. This panel here controls everything that is responsible for making our mix and delivering it to our production machine. Everything is precisely measured, precisely weighed, and then it comes into a mixer where it's mixed and delivered via conveyor belt up to the hopper at our production manufacturing machine where we make all the blocks and the components.
So here we are in our inventory yard where we make our blocks out of pumice and the concrete. These are the finished products. And Tim, what are we running this week?
This particular component is the outer casing for our chimney flue. This is the inner liner that goes inside the outer casing to make it that safe system that you can burn 2,700 degree temperatures in your chimney flue and have wood right against the outside of it.
It's one thing to manufacture the product, it's another thing to ship the product, so when it gets to the end user's home in the construction area, all the components are on one pallet.
When a fireplace is ordered, the individual components are pulled from the yard and placed on a pallet in a specific configuration for easy storage. The pallet is then transferred to the packaging station, where the components are secured to the pallet with bands, and then shrink bag is used to hold everything together.
So now that you've seen our facility, you've seen our production side, you've seen our inventory, you've seen how the components go together and we put together the pallet of fireplaces in a kit, we can show you how to build a fireplace in typically 10 minutes.
In fact, Carl, I'll bet you dinner that I can take 2 office guys, Ernest and Kevin, and have them assemble this unit in less than 7 minutes.
You're on. Hey, well, Tim, you know, you got me beat. Dinner's on me, less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, maybe less than 5. I'll pick the spot for dinner.
Okay, let's go.
For more information on Earthcore fireplaces, you can log on to their website at earthcore.co. Columbine, Sandy Hook, Parkland. These are but a few of the names that are indelibly etched into our collective memory. The senseless attacks and loss of lives at many of our nation's educational institutions are changing the way we need to look at preparedness and school security. In Selma, Alabama, the glass experts at Global Security Glazing have developed CHILDGARD Security Glazing, a product that withstands extensive physical attack during forced entry scenarios at schools.
I'm Chad Snyder, the Security Products Manager for Global Security Glazing. We manufacture products for county jails, embassies, courthouses, and virtually any application that require protection from a threat. The inspiration for CHILDGARD came from the tragedy that happened in Sandy Hook in 2012. Once that happened, we recognized a need for a security glazing in a child care or a school facility.
The process for making CHILDGARD security laminates is very similar to conventional glass laminates in the sense that we receive giant stock sheets of glass. We take this, we put it on a CNC glass cutting table, we cut it to a desired shape or size, whether that be a rectangle, square, or pattern shape.
After the glass is cut, it's mated to a proprietary interlayer and then inserted between two or more pieces of glass. This glass sandwich is then put into an autoclave, which is a high-powered machine that uses heat and pressure to bond all the layers of glass as well as help with transparency.
We're here at one of our many autoclaves. Right now, the glass is going into the autoclave to use heat and pressure to initialize polymer flow and have final adhesion and final transparency.
This is an example of CHILDGARD security glazing. It's actually thin by design. We can combine that with various tints and an airspace with a low emissive coating to reflect the sunlight and give the building some solar performance and characteristics. When we promote this product, we do it by way of shootings, smash out breakouts, different ways that we can show how the product actually works. In this first test, we're going to depict what exactly happens to quarter-inch tempered commercial glazing and how easy it is to gain access and entrance. As you can see, the bullets penetrated the surface, but you can still easily gain access by creating a hole in the tempered glazing, which will allow you to pass through into the building.
The results weren't that different with the quarter-inch tempered with offset film.
Now we're going to see how CHILDGARD 5/16 laminated glass fares in an attack test. As you can see with ballistic impact, the glass is still intact and has not fell out of the frame.
The 9/16 CHILDGARD 2118 laminated glass withstood the ballistic assault with ease. After being shot with a high-powered rifle, Chad and Tim bring the 5/16 and 9/16 glass inside, so they can continue to demonstrate just how resistant the CHILDGARD glass truly is during a forced entry scenario.
Between the bullets and the melee attack, this CHILDGARD held up very well. It's a true testament to the strength of this glass.
Delayed entry is critical in preventing school attacks.
Most fatal attacks in a school situation involve an active shooter that gains access to the school by going in right through the front door. CHILDGARD security glazing is manufactured to withstand physical attack for anywhere from 6 to 12 minutes, depending on the grade and thickness that we use for the application. The idea behind it is at least 6 minutes gives law enforcement enough time to arrive on the scene and eliminate the threat.
For more information on CHILDGARD security glazing, check out their website, security-glazing.com.
Humans have been in the building business since the early Stone Ages. Thanks to our cognitive capabilities, we're able to learn how to build everything from primitive stone shelters to today's great architectural marvels. Along the way, structures became more and more sophisticated, and so did the planning tools. And now that we've entered the digital era, the game is changing once again. We are in Houston, Texas, to learn more about a software company that is making big waves in the construction industry. Our friends at OnCenter Software have developed a takeoff software that helps construction companies bid more and win more. Let's find out how it works.
Most people, when they hear the word takeoff, they think either a rocket's going to launch or that somebody is doing something inappropriate. But takeoff, as it relates to contractors, it's the practice of going to a set of blueprints and removing the quantities, the areas, and the linears necessary in order to get the size of a project so that they can put together an accurate estimate.
Software, like this, has users seeing a big difference in speed and accuracy. In the crowded and competitive building bidding field, this can make all the difference.
They want to be able to finish their work faster and be able to analyze their work so that they're more profitable.
But what exactly makes this software a must-have in the construction biz?
In our business, the architect and the owner make changes during the design and the construction of a project for all kinds of reasons. The architect does different design work, changes and modifies the blueprints, and our software gives you a very user-friendly check on that.
This is a big improvement from the old school days of doing it manually. And when more bids translate to more gigs, having the right tools to expedite the process is a no-brainer.
On average, 1 in 10 bids is actually won by the company. So 90% of your bidding effort is not going to produce any profit for your company. If you can do 30 instead of 10, that's 3 accepted jobs now instead of 1.
Increasing accuracy and minimizing mistakes results into an uptick in won bids. But software can be intimidating, and learning how to use it can be a challenge for some. But with the right training, anyone can take off.
We train people all over the world, usually through virtual means, but we have in-house training and one-on-one training. Just depends on what the customer needs, but we walk them through the products that we sell to make sure that they know how to apply it to their business and they really adopt it so that they're successful and actually achieve the goals that we are hoping for them.
To see the impact this technology is making, we travel on to Orlando, Florida, home to United Drywall, a construction company specializing in everything from drywall to carpentry and door and hardware packages.
Switching from the old style of takeoff to the new style of takeoff certainly has made us faster. And the reason it's made us faster is we have conditions that are already built. For instance, a 10-foot tall wall between offices, metal studs, 2 layers of drywall, some insulation. All we have to do now is take it off. I color it green because it's an office wall. That's what I do. Everybody picks their own color. So I color my green wall and I go over and I pick a condition that's already done. My condition's already done, priced, I'm finished.
Going from manual to digital has other benefits besides quicker, easier, and more accurate.
By not having to go get the plans and drive across town, by not having to have blueprint space here in our offices with huge tables, it's let us compact our office. You work on a computer now, that's all.
It's all about the money.
And let's be honest, at the end of the day, it all comes down to the money.
It obviously has increased our sales because the time we spend on takeoffs is lessened by, I would guess, 50%, if not more. So yeah, we've sold more because if you bid more, you can put it in your sales funnel and more comes out the other end. And the more accurate you are, the more work you're gonna get.
To see how the software translates on the construction site, we visited the Hilton Orlando, where hands are hard at work building a kitchen and dining area.
Our scope here is the framing, metal framing, drywall, finishing, the things that you're gonna see when the project is done. We'll use OnCenter software, both on-screen takeoff and quick bid, to quantify the metal, the drywall, and the product that's going to go in here.
OnCenter has the capability to calculate what and how much material and manpower is needed for a specific project.
We'll use it to determine how many studs you got to order. We'll use it to determine the number of man days and the crew size we'll need. We'll use it to determine how many sheets and what size board to use. We'll even use it to determine how many screws we need on the project.
As technology mercilessly steamrolls onto the future, adapting becomes essential for the workforce. Manual is becoming more and more a thing of the past, and the construction industry is no exception.
Construction is transforming. It is changing. What we know of construction 10 years ago will not be what we see in construction 15, 20, 25 years from now. The part that's most exciting is that for folks who have been on the outside, right, building with X's and O's and ones and zeros inside of software will be just as impactful as the person hanging the rock and driving the nail in making sure that that business is profitable for the next 25 to 30 years.
To learn more, go to oncenter.com. Welcome to Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, a picturesque Midwestern town with a lot of space. But saving space is a real claim to fame, thanks to one company and its solution for organizing space.
Well, we see our mission as helping others utilize and innovate space to become more efficient, productive, and organized. And we're real proud to be able to do that from a small town in the Midwest.
It's called Spacesaver, a company with a long history of finding unique ways for people and businesses to store their stuff. It was an idea that started small, but rapidly grew to fill a global space.
Well, Spacesaver was founded in 1972, and we actually started in a barn with a 7-person team. And at that time, the company was small, and we focused only on high-density mobile storage and shelving. And really, it was about maximizing space in a given cube. Today, we've grown to a company that has over 400 employees, 300,000 square foot manufacturing facility that offers customized solutions all over the world.
And if you think these storage solutions are just for paper and files, you're wrong. Spacesaver is helping institutions large and small conquer some of their most complex storage issues in storing every kind of stuff imaginable.
We solve storage problems in the military, public safety, healthcare, weapons racks, personal duty lockers, athletic storage. Whatever our customer's problem is, we can help them by utilizing our unique customized storage solutions.
It means designing and manufacturing storage solutions to not only protect valuable items and help save space, but also help companies worldwide get organized and work more efficiently. At Spacesaver, this is all done from its original location in Fort Atkinson, with its own on-site engineering and manufacturing teams who design and manufacture all of its products in-house.
Hi, my name is Matt Archer. I'm a product engineer here at Spacesaver, and this is where our engineering and sales teams create storage solutions. Welcome to our office. It changes every day. Everything from buffalo hides and tomahawk missiles to computer chips and microscope slides. We collaborate here to provide our customers with the best product and a range of options that would best suit their needs.
Hi, I'm Mike Kling, General Manager of Manufacturing at Spacesaver. Welcome to the plant where those designs come to life. Our factory is very state-of-the-art. We've got some of the latest technology available, which really helps us collaborate with our design engineers. Whatever they design, we can generally manufacture.
Well, the technology blows me away. I mean, we have lasers, we have panel benders, we have automatic tool changers, and I just look at that and say, what's next?
Well, this machine back here is an automatic tool change press brake. It used to take about 45 minutes to an hour to change tooling on our old machines. This machine is about 1.5 to 2 minutes. That's our fiber laser cutting machine. And what's exciting about that is the cost, the speed, and the flexibility of it. Compared to a previous laser which cut at 200 inches per minute, this one cuts at 1,100 inches per minute. To solve a customer's problem, we can go right from CAD geometry to cutting a part in a matter of minutes. This is a robotic MIG welder. And what excites me about this is the speed and flexibility it gives us and cost competitive advantage. It welds at about twice the speed of a human being. And also the new kinetic teaching method for programming it is super simple. This is our panel bender. And what's exciting about this is it impacts safety, quality, and cost. And it is so fast, it is twice as fast as a previous operation where it took 2 minutes in the past. This will take 1 minute. The parts we're actually making right now are doors for military weapon racks.
The final engineered space-saving systems can be found in thousands of institutions across the country and around the globe. From storing athletic equipment for the Oregon Ducks to storing mountains of books for the DC Public Library. Thanks to a network of local distributors who are experts at being solution providers.
It's different every day, so we're learning more and more that we probably need to get face-to-face with the customer to understand completely what the problem is, and that gives us the best ability to come up with a solid solution.
Solutions such as this one, engineered for the Chemical Heritage Foundation in Philadelphia. The museum needed to relocate its entire research collection for convenient retrieval, for which Spacesaver designed the most creative use of vertical space.
So what the Heritage Foundation did is they purchased a historic building and renovated it for the community and also to house their valuable collection. So our challenge was that this building was only 16 feet wide, and how do we accommodate the storage of 8,000 archive boxes in a space that small? So we initially looked at putting shelving on all 4 floors of that building, but ultimately decided to go vertical with our storage solution by removing those 4 floors and installing our mobile high bay extend shelving, which goes up 36 feet tall. So in the end, we were able to accommodate 1.5 miles of shelving in that building that was only 16 feet wide.
For nearly half a century, the mission of Spacesaver has remained the same, creating storage systems that save space, increase productivity, and decrease energy consumption. At Spacesaver, there's no better time than now to make space matter.
So every day is a different day. Every project is different. Every storage solution is different. That's what makes it fun, and it's only going to get better and bigger.
To learn more about Spacesaver Corporation and its space-saving designs, go to spacesaver.com or watch it anytime at insidetheblueprint.com.
Thanks for watching this episode of Inside the Blueprint. For more information on anything you saw today, or to find out how you can become part of the show, go to insidetheblueprint.com.